Citizens of the world, you may be wondering how to build your trade empire in Civilization 7 and in the Exploration Age, which is the second age in Civ 7. It opens up to a new world. The map actually expands and unlocks a new terra incognita in the distant land, which you can sail to, and there's a whole new sort of victory condition. Now, this isn't a victory condition, but it's a victory condition for the age, and it's actually to unlock a golden age in the following age. But it does set your ranking public, and you can see who's leading. So even though it is not for a victory, it does sort of imply who is winning this age. And Treasure Fleet is the kind of newest thing. This is the religion sort of requirement. This is military getting more settlements. This is science just getting high yields. This is a new mechanic for the Civ series, treasure fleets. What are those? And you can see a nice thing about the age progress is it does actually tell you what you're supposed to be doing next. See, discovering astronomy and cartography. Then it says you want to do this and do this. And just to sum up how these treasure fleets work, and I can show you visually, when you start in the Exploration Age, you need to sail to find the new world, and you can't even sail into the open ocean until you get the cartography technology. So let's just skip a few of these units until you get the cartography technology. So you can see I'm just preparing my settlers and units to go over. If you start in the Exploration Age, you actually get some military units, but you can't. Well, hold on, let me get to the next age here. Next turn.
The map was a model for, rather than a model of, what it purported to represent.
Nice quote there. So we get cartography, and you can see all civilian and support units may enter deep ocean terrain. Now, just because they can enter doesn't mean it's safe. Deep ocean is still going to be bad. But also, you can see it said support well, not military units. So I can't send this Tercio right into the ocean there. So I'm going to send them back. However, army commanders are a support unit, and military units can be packed into an army commander. So you can send an army commander with units in them over to the next area. And when this age starts, you want to be sending things over. Even when it's not safe, you are pioneering a voyage to get over there. Actually, let me send you up that way. And we do have this cog as well, which is just a ship, but also just because it's a ship doesn't mean it's safe in the ocean tiles. And we do have to go around doing our other stuff back home as well. Let me get this done. So you can see there, rough seas taking damage, but it's okay, just keep sailing. It's usually not that far, at least on a tiny map, but on larger maps, you might not be able to rough it like this. You have to find somewhere, like some kind of passage that makes it safe to cross. So we're just gonna leave you there. And you can see, we can already see these, the coast of the new world. And when we get there, that's gonna be something we're gonna have to set up. Okay, as you can see, we're reaching the new world, and the new world has some new resources. You can see here, there's tea, and it says when you mouse over, creates treasure fleets when connected to a coastal settlement. You can see that on the cocoa as well, and there are spices and other things. So that means what we want to do is settle a city that's near this stuff. And I'm sending my army commanders and settlers down this way as well. And you are braving this crossing over here, and we found that some islands up there. And these resources are not just the typical resources that you equip into your cities like this. There's this new resource equipping mechanic for your towns and cities. So you do want to bring some military units with you, because there can be threats. Ah, there we go. We can see there's this heavy archer prepared to greet us and kill us. So that is something that we're going to have to deal with when this happens. Let me check this command's promotions. I got those right. So we can deploy our army here and get some narrative events, but I gotta be careful. I might lose this settler. So just in this case, I shouldn't be leading with the settler. This archer is likely to kill it. So just in the interest of this demonstration, because I was being reckless, I'm just gonna found a settlement right there. And this settler here, I'm gonna found a settlement right there. And the treasure fleet, these treasure fleets, this is what we're going to do. So we have to first, what you can do to reach certain resources. Oh, there's sugar right there. Let's say I want to reach a resource a bit further away. You can pay money to get improvements and see, oh, there's a resource right there. And then I can, for example, put a granary right there. And then when this town grows, which is here, I can immediately hit that sugar. And that's going to add sugar, which is a treasure fleet resource, to this city. Now, well, this town, rather. Now, the town doesn't have to be on the coast. It just has to have a coastal tile in its range because it needs to spawn the treasure fleet. So don't found the city like here in the middle of the land. Make sure it can at least reach the coast. It doesn't have to be on the coast, just to show that I can... well, I'll let this grow a little bit first. This one also needs to grow, and there's chocolate and tea right next to us, so we don't need to do any particular tricks to get that. And then you get through the game, and you can see it does not show anything particularly new here yet, because it can't actually spawn the treasure fleets until, if you check the guide here, it'll tell you, alright, it says build a fishing quay in a distant settlement because it needs to be able to spawn the ships. So, I forgot to do that. So what you do is you place a fishing quay there, and you can place a fishing quay just to show how it doesn't have to be directly next to it. You can place a fishing quay. As long as you can place a fishing quay, you can get that. And then you can, once you have the fishing quay, you say it checks it off. You now need to improve the treasure resources and research shipbuilding. So the treasure fleets won't spawn until you get the shipbuilding technology, which is a little bit further down, basically halfway down the tech tree here. You got to get through the machinery, astronomy, feudalism, heraldry, cartography, into shipbuilding, where it says all naval units can safely travel across deep ocean terrain without taking damage, and all units ignore movement penalty from deep ocean. So this is very useful to have. And you can even do the mastery where all embarked land units can enter deep ocean terrain. So this is a great way to move your army or military units across. But we need shipbuilding, which is going to take a little bit. So at this point, these are just towns or cities you're founding in the new world. It's good to set them up and get the resources going. But let's go ahead and unlock that technology. Okay, skipping ahead to a game that I've actually been playing. This is how I set up in the new world with these three and these two up here, and we've got a lot of things going. And you can see we get these treasure fleets. So if you look at the resource allocation, once you unlock shipbuilding, it shows this. And each city or town has these resources shown on the right, not in these slots here. It's applied to the city. And you can see there's a number there. So it shows how many turns for a treasure fleet to spawn, and it counts down. And the number is how many treasure fleet points are associated with it. So because this has 4 resources, a lot of chocolate and sugar, it's 4. Whereas here, it's just some spices and tea, so it's 2. Here's silver, sugar, and tea, so it's 3. And that's how many points you get when a treasure fleet reaches your territory. So a treasure fleet would just spawn, and you have to send it over to any of your territory in the old world. And then you can see down here, you can unload the cargo, and you get treasure fleet points. That's +2 because it's from a city or town which had 2 new world resources. You get 50 gold per resource, so that adds in, it's a source of income, and it adds to your treasure fleet score here, which you can see I have now maxed out because I've been doing a lot of this. So you can see my rankings. I'm at 43 out of 30. So I am dominating the treasure fleet. Not so well on the other things. I mean, okay on the expansion here because we've been settling more cities and towns. You want to max it out if you can. But yeah, so I've got all of these cities and towns producing, all 5 of these producing treasure fleets coming from all which way direction, and you have to just bring them back to some old world territory. So if you want to make it efficient, you want to settle a city or town as close as you can on both coasts. So I have this here, so this territory is reaching out there, and I have this here, territory reaching out there. Not overlapping the open ocean, because the yields aren't always so good. But this means I can just have a ship spawn here, 1 or 2 turns later, it's in the old world, and I can unpack it, and you can just do that really quickly. Now, again, this isn't a victory condition, but it does help you get to the next economic age, which unlocks a lot of stuff. If you see here, you unlock legacy points and the economic attribute points, and you can then get into, you can see legacy option for the next age, plus 2 gold per turn per unique resource you have. That can really add up, especially with your new world resources. And you can also get to unlocking an economic golden age for the modern era. So if you're not doing too well, like militaristically or something in the exploration age, or you're not looking to fight yet, you might want to just boost up your economic stuff in this age. Try to get ahead on this, because this is one way you could get ahead in the modern age without fighting or anything like that. Because money feeds into everything else. It's like, oh, you want more science? Well, let's go to purchase. And I think I've already purchased things. Oh, well, okay, fine. You want more culture? Here, I'm going to purchase a kiln and place it right there. Bam! I got plus 6 culture per turn, but just by doing that. So these treasure fleets, you can use it to fund whatever you want. Alright, I hope this was interesting and or useful for you. If you did find this interesting or useful, please do consider subscribing to the channel or watching other Civ 7 videos on this channel. I also have more city building and strategy content, so you may want to subscribe for those, or just check out the rest of the Civ 7 coverage in the links down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.